Mm. Greetings, greetings, greetings. I'm gonna take a few seconds to set up this transmission. If you see me looking down, I want to make sure everything is clear. Oh, wow, it is clear. Perfect. Hello, darlings. Hello, this is Katerina Satori, and I'm really excited to connect with you today on the topic that is really potent in my life and in my own service, and also in the people that I meet. And I'm going to take a few seconds to allow people to join. Mm-hmm. And when you're joining, let me know where you're joining from. Where are you joining from? Good morning, darlings. So good afternoon or good evening. It depends on when you're going to see the replay. Brought my chimes. I'm going to set the tone for this transmission. Just gathering our sense of presence. Connecting with the frequency of gratitude. I'm grateful for Gracie. She's in the background right here. Connecting with the frequency of gratitude because the holiday season is here. And let me know in the comments the one thing that you are deeply, deeply grateful for. I would like to see what your heart is grateful for. And for me, if it's the first time we meet, my name is Katerina Satori. I am sovereignty mentor, entrepreneur, teacher, and a fellow spiritual pilgrim on this path, on this incarnation. My life is dedicated to the service to humanity in the area of awakening, empowerment, ascension, and enlightened leadership. So this transmission is all going to be around these two key milestones that must be accessed, embodied, and stabilized in our life so we can really live as truly sovereign beings, sovereign creators. So hello, darlings. Hello. I know it's beautiful to see beautiful faces. I'm going to begin in just a few minutes. For now, I allow people to join. And when you're joining, let me know in the comments where you're joining from and what's one thing that you're deeply grateful for this season of Thanksgiving and Christmas. What are you guys grateful for? I've been in a deep reflection last few weeks, really just going so into my soul and reflecting on what 2019 is going to be about and how I would love to show up next year and what gifts I would like to amplify, what service I would love to expand. Titus is from Seattle. Hi, you guys. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, let me know, what are you deeply grateful for, you guys? So I've been in reflection in the last few weeks, and it's a beautiful time right now to really sit in your heart and say, okay, looking back in 2018, did I really utilize all the opportunities that were presented to me by life? All right. Did I really go all in? Did I play enough? Did I love deeply enough? Did I utilize all the opportunities to forgive and to release any karmic ties, right? Because life continues to bring us opportunities for expansion. Yeah, Gracie is behind me. She's been so present in all my video trainings that I've been recording. She just sits right next to me and holds space. So Stephanie from Melbourne, grateful for this amazing life experience. I'm grateful for you, Stephanie. I'm grateful for you. Yes, Derek, thank you so much for sharing. So really a phenomenal time to do a year review right now and to reflect, maybe look through your journals. One of my favorite practices to do in December is to review my journals. I write journals all the time. I usually have like 5 journals that I run at the same time. Norman is from Germany. Hi, Norman. Good to see you. Good to see you. It was so good to have you in my class, Frequency Shift. Hello, Zoe. Hello, Lisa. Hi, beloveds. Really, really happy to see you. So, a good year review, looking back and maybe looking through your journals, looking at these shifts of your consciousness, right? And celebrating those shifts is incredibly powerful. Incredibly powerful. And then the second is to look honesty at all these missed appointments with destiny. Missed appointments with destiny. Because the more honestly we can look at those, the more we can rise up more courageously next time and meet a great appointment with our destiny. Because life keeps bringing those, life keeps bringing those. I had a conversation with my ally, Yvonne de la Flor, a few months back. And I was going through this experience that felt like a disappointment. And I said, Yvonne, I wanted to come finding you because, I'm experiencing disappointment about, particular experience. And Yvonne is really good with words. And she says, let me feel into this word, disappointment. It's dismissed appointment. Right? So it's missed appointment with destiny. And it was really, really powerful. It was really powerful to see it like that. Hi, Fernando. Thank you. Fernando is from Mexico. So you guys, it's a moment of celebration and reflection, how 2018 went for you. And also a moment of deep honesty. How many missed appointments with destiny I allowed to occur, right? And where was resistance towards that big opportunity? What was the moment that I made a choice, right? I made a choice to miss that appointment. And once again, not from a place of self-judgment, but from a place of deep honesty, because honesty that sets us free. So I'd like to play a little music for you before we begin. I listen to a lot of what are they called? Binaural beats and solfeggio frequencies I use all the time to continually attune my frequency to the highest vibration throughout the day. So very, very powerful, you guys. So I feel I'm going to begin this conversation with you. It's literally a conversation, some insights from my own path. Sovereignty through service. What comes up for you when you hear that? Sovereignty through service. When I ask you, what are you grateful for, to leave in the comments, my heart is filled with gratitude for this experience of sovereignty in my life. For this beautiful manifestation of this incredible freedom as a woman, as a leader, as a human being, that I get to live the life that I created through stepping through the fears, through the resistance, through the insecurities, and working towards this sovereignty every single day for many, many years. And coming from a very disempowered beginning, very humble beginning, coming to this country with $3 to my name. And I am so grateful to my soul that my soul set up these conditions, these life conditions that looked very limiting from the beginning. So I could walk this path with great honor and humility and become a living testimonial of what's possible, no matter what cards life gave you. Right, you guys? So that's the first. The reason why sovereignty theme is so alive in me is because the beginning was not sovereign at all. The beginning was very gloom and doom and very, very caged life, And when you make this journey, your hero's journey, and step on the path of living a life on your terms through contribution, living life in fulfillment, living life beyond just satisfying your needs and desires, right? Your life begins to be so rich, not just externally rich. That's easy. To make your life externally rich is really not that difficult. It's not that difficult. But to make your life internally rich and externally rich, wow. And living your life as a testimonial for that richness, it's possible for others. This is what my heart beats for. And there were these 2 milestones on my own path that really made that possible, that opened that door to a new reality. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about this. And it's something that I share with my clients, you guys. You know, whenever I work with somebody one-on-one, it's the first milestone, the first conversation I have with them. And I say, did you have this very mystical experience yet? Because it's going to color and affect your hero's journey hugely. Thank you so much for joining new people. Hi, you guys. Hello, hello. So the very first milestone, and it's actually a ritual and a process that I've done. And I will share with you the process, you guys. And I invite you to, if you feel called to that, I invite you to not delay this. Don't take that as intellectual, feel-good conversation. This could be a very crucial turning point on your path if you take it as a ritual. Why ritual? We are tribal beings. Ritual is how we ground an inner shift in our subconscious mind. Through ritual, we unite 3 aspects of our being: our subconscious mind, our conscious mind, and superconscious mind. I'm very, very ritualistic, you know. I have 3 devotional altars in my home, and I'm running out of space, you guys. I require another one, you know, and I really believe in the power of ritual as a grounding process, an activating process. Your subconscious mind begins to take you seriously whenever you ritualize something. So the first milestone is called surrender. Surrender. And maybe it's not a new word for you. Maybe you already been going through these micro shifts of surrender. Whenever you go through a pivotal shift of surrender, you will never be able to forget that moment. You know, you'll never be able to forget that moment. It's like a birth of a child, or your marriage, or graduation. You know, it's a pivotal moment on your hero's journey. And for me, it occurred in 2016, so 2 years ago. And I've had many, many micro surrender experiences, right? When your life just surrenders you through an unexpected twist. But there's something happens when you dedicate, when you take your personal will and you dedicate it to the will of the divine. Alchemical process happens when you arrive to that point on your hero's journey. You know what comes to mind comes to mind is ascended master Jesus. That's right. You know, not the biblical figure that we were given the story of Jesus. I am talking about the great master teacher, Joshua, who walked on this path, the great initiate of light, who really modeled through his service to people what it looks like when you surrender your personal will to the will of the divine. And his words, not my will be done, but your will be done. These words have been a mystery for me for many, many years. You know, what does it really mean? And it's a process, you know, it's a quantum leap of consciousness. It's a quantum leap of consciousness, you guys. And this is why the ritual, going through the quantum leap of consciousness through the ritual, is so powerful. It's so powerful. So, hello, beautiful beings. Welcome to the new people who are joining. I am sharing with you 2 leaps of consciousness, 2 milestones that I see is a crucial part towards sovereignty through service. You know, a true rich life on the inner plane and on the outer plane, reflected in you. And surrender of your personal will into the divine, especially challenging if you have been a warrior archetype for many, many years. And if you learn to assert your personal will, right? Assert that domain, and you developed it in an incredible way. And every quantum leap of consciousness, whatever used to work for you becomes irrelevant. So, you know, it's almost like a new way of being is required for you to step into a next level of consciousness. So if living through the will, through your personal will, was exactly what was required for you for many years to build yourself up, you know, to take yourself out of inertia, out of conformity, out of, numbness, right? Out of drifting. The next evolution is this milestone of surrender. And in 2016, you guys, you know, was a crucial moment for me. I was going through a year of letting go, and every single level. And I remember I reached that point where I began to feel this call to dedicate my entire life to the service of humanity. And there was this almost like this ritual of dedication, you know, ritual of surrendering. Not my will be done, but your will be done. And I remember just going on my knees and kneeling before my higher self. And I visualized that I had, you know, almost like when you are riding a horse, right? You have these reins, right? And I visualized I took these reins of my life, and I gave it up to my higher self. I gave it up to spirit. I gave it up to God. And surrender, true surrender, is a very deeply mystical experience. Where you take the hands of the will, you stop believing that you are dictating the flow of your life. You bow down to the mystery of your life. And you say, I am here not to solve the mystery. I'm here to live it. I'm here to be in awe of mystery of my life. So I'm going to take a moment. And when that process of surrender happens, I invite you to create a ritual around it. You know, your heart will guide you how to do that. Something really powerful happens. Your life begins to open up on a scale that you never thought would be possible. Because you empty yourself from any layers of identity of who you thought yourself to be, of who you thought you should be, of who society thought you should be. You empty yourself to become like that hollow bamboo for the universal force of wisdom, consciousness, and strength to fill you. And trust me, the more you can empty up that identity of who you thought yourself to be, what your life is supposed to be about, the more you create this spaciousness for this divine wisdom, divine light, divine power, divine grace to channel through you. And this is the power of the first milestone. You're letting go of the small self with ideas for your life, for your destiny, for your plan, for your goals, right? You're just letting it all go. And you say, I invite a bigger plan for the benefit of all. I take my hands off the wheel, and it does not make you passive, weak person. It actually makes you incredibly strong person who is able to be so empty of personal agendas and is able to be filled by the divine plan. A book that comes up, you guys, is Surrender Experiment by Michael, who remembers his last name? I really enjoyed the audio version of that book. You know, I would go on long walks, and I would go long nature walks, and I would listen to 2-3 chapters. You know, I love efficiency. When I walk, I listen to books. And it's a really powerful story of this man who just decided to surrender, completely surrender his life. And when you listen to this book and you see how, you know, this yogi, the guy who lived in a hut, all he wanted just be peaceful in his meditation, right? And to do his practices. When he gave up his life to Spirit, Spirit took that empty vessel, right? Because he emptied all his identity. And he poured so much in. And through that human being, through that humble heart, so much was created. And you guys, when you read that book or listen to that book, it's so powerful. Yes, Justine, thank you. Michael Singer, thank you so much. That's it, Surrender Experience. Right, you guys? So to make a ritual out of it, I encourage you to do that. And then the micro surrender, when I wake up every morning, I have only one prayer. Great Spirit, where do you require me to serve today? Where do you require me to serve today? And then I listen and I'm guided. And when I don't hear anything, I sit still. I rest on my awareness and I wait. You know, it's a very different quality of my experience, you guys, than if I wake up and I have my 10,000 goals, you know, and I run around and I chase all these opportunities in this very anxious state. It's a very different experience. So, but when you live through this experience of surrender, you become super efficient in your actions. And you also become very fluid, and you become more restored and rested because you don't expel unnecessary energy. That's what I've observed in my life, darlings. And the second milestone, the first one was a mystical experience of surrender and ritualizing that experience. The second milestone is mastery. I believe they are two sides of the same coin. You know, you surrender to the process that is required of you for you to develop your mastery. You know? And I believe one of the curses of the modern life is this tolerance for sloppy work. You know? Shortcuts. Huge resistance to plateaus, skipping the stages. And I'm able to name these because I constantly keep a watchful eye on those negative patterns that can easily arise if I lose my awareness. So if you never want to worry about competition in your business, in your life, in your leadership, take a stand for mastery. Mastery has no competition. Never will have a competition. Because when you really develop your mastery, that unique way you bring your gifts into the world, you become impossible to forget. This is why I never, ever, ever worried about competition. You know? What I keep an eye on is this negative human habit of becoming complacent, becoming lazy, becoming a sloth, and falling asleep. That one, I keep an eye on, you guys. And I go on my vision quests, and I sit with medicine journey, and I do detox and cleanses to wake my senses up and to stay alert. How can I become more masterful? How can I elevate the way that I do my craft? How can I delight the people that I serve with my art? Mastery. Such a beautiful word. Mastery without humility is impossible, because your art and your creative muse will humble you. The moment vanity or arrogance or pride begin to arise in this vehicle we call ego, I believe there is a danger for leaders. You know, one of the ways really good leaders, like really talented leaders, can lose their way is through vanity. It's through vanity. It's so sneaky, you guys. It's so sneaky because on social media, you may see these many, many different examples of how somebody proves their authority through the external things that they accumulate and lead with that and become identified with that. And then believe that that's the only way they get to prove their mastery. I encourage you to lean into the virtue of your heart. To dispel vanity, there's a powerful potion called virtue. Purity of your heart. And then eventually you realize, it's real recognizes real only 100% of the time. So I encourage you, just bring a new way to market your service than just showing the boat that you drive, the car that you drive, the house that you live, or whatever that is, or the purse that you carry, or the shoes that you wear. There is an elevated way of communicate the quality of your work than this. Purity, virtue. And darlings, vanity is a very sneaky shadow frequency. Very sneaky. Once again, it's something that I keep a watchful eye Keep a watchful eye where, there's a slippery road and an opportunity to miss appointment with destiny because the vanity took away my attention. The same thing with pride. Very different frequency. Honor, where you honor your path. You honor the test that life brings you. You honor others, right? And the pride before the fall. This is why surrender every day is a beautiful medicine for your heart. It's a beautiful medicine for your soul. Mastery, milestone 2, mastery, darlings. I'm just going to share with you these 3 components. They're like, almost like a triangle. For some reason, I see Merkaba right now as an image. So we have the foundational triangle, right, from the ground up, and then we have the descending triangle from above to below. So the triangle is a very solid structure in geometry. It's one of the most strongest structure in geometry. So I see mastery is a foundational triangle of mastery. Consists of these 3 parts. First, attention. Second, language. And third is thought. So attention. People say the most scarce resource is not even money. It's not even time right now. The most scarce resource is attention. The most scarce resource is attention, right? Attention is a coin that we utilize to kind of like pay. Think about this word, pay attention. Pay attention. Attention is a coin that you pay. Right? Think about that, you guys, with me. And I was teaching, I'm still teaching a class on Ascended Masters right now. We are week 5 out of 7. And every class, I remind these incredible beings that the most powerful currency in a spirit world is the currency of attention. So if you ever desire to develop your supernatural abilities, to become a superhuman, to activate your divine blueprint, the main currency that you use that is accepted in the spirit world is attention. Right? This is why having a devotional altar is non-negotiable first step. A mini church in your home where you pay attention to your spirit. So the first, if you just joined, darlings, I encourage you to replay this live stream and please stay because I'm sure we're going to go somewhere good, continue to go somewhere good. So the triangle of mastery, right, to make a very strong foundation in your life, the first one is attention, the currency. Where does your focus go? Is your focus, is your attention like a wild horse, right, that easily gets moved around? Or is it disciplined focus and concentration? And every day you say, how is my attention today? Where is my attention focused? Because whenever my attention is focused, that's what it's gonna grow. So whatever area in your life you desire to make strong, you begin to beam this beam of attention on that area. Relationships, finances, eliminating of debt, if that's the challenge, boom, all your attention goes on that. Through surrender, calling in divine spirit, invoking divine grace, asking for new ways to break free, right? Or if you develop a particular skill, all your attention just go on one thing until you create a breakthrough for yourself. So the first one is attention, you guys. The second one is very, very powerful, and where a lot of people are losing their power. So it can be incredibly powerful, second side of the triangle, or it can be where you lose the most power. And it's language. Language. I am very mindful about the dialogue that I have with my own mind. It's so easy to slip and to say, I am so tired. I am so challenged. Cancel, clear, cancel, clear. Everything you say after I am is the seed that you plant in the garden of your life. How would we upgrade this, you guys? Did you notice that I said to myself and to my subconscious mind, cancel, clear? Because I don't want to plant, I am tired, cancel, clear. What I choose to say, I feel this experience of fatigue. I feel challenged right now, right? If you say I feel, it's something temporarily that you feel. It's not the I am. It's not the identity of who you choose to be. Very crucial distinction. I am is the most powerful 2 words of your language. The words of creation or the words of destruction. All depends on your ability to pay attention to your language. When I hear somebody say, I am old, I just go into this mini cringe. Or I am lonely, another mini cringe. And so many people don't know this, you guys, but now you do. That I am, whatever you say after I am, is the seed of a creation that you plant in the garden of your reality. It's gonna sprout. It may not sprout in a day, but if you consistently say those words, sprouts will rise. So choose your seeds. Choose your seeds. How would it feel to say, I am a powerful, divine, sovereign creator, living in surrender to my mission, living in joy, living in trust. I am a loving, beautiful, expanding soul. Feel the elevation of your frequency just by listening to these statements. Every time you say, I am, you plant the seed of your greatness. And every time you pay attention to that, you water that seed and you help it grow. What brings us to another point, and it's your thought. Your thought. So thoughts are, I often see thoughts as little sparks of light, little sparks of consciousness that travel faster than the speed of light. What separates us from animals is ability to create through thought. So attention, the most powerful coin that you pay, language, and then we have thought. This is a triangle of mastery, the first out of 2 triangles. So a thought, how often do you energize the biggest vision of your life with your thought? How often do you energize that vision? It's not enough to write your goals in January and put them somewhere where you can see them. That's great. That's a step number 1, you guys. And I'm glad those of you who do this, you're already above the average curve, right? Let's step into mastery. How often do you energize the biggest vision of your life through seeing it so clear in your spiritual eye, in your third eye? Make your body come alive with this beauty of this vision. Sitting in front of your altar with devotion to your heart and surrendering that vision to the hands of the divine every single day and say, may I be the instrument of your grace. Thoughts. If you begin to see that every thought you think is a beginning of creation, then you naturally will be inspired to take great responsibility for your thoughts. You know, thoughts come from the ethers. You don't have to believe them, at least not everyone. But there is this great power in stopping negative thought before it gains the momentum. You know, redirecting your attention, refocusing. So during my contemplation weeks, I connected with this really big vision for 2019. And you know, you guys, what occurs when you really allow yourself to dream, when you really allow yourself to imagine. Imagination to me is like the genie in the bottle that every single one of us has. But very few I interact with that genie. I love my genie in the bottle, which I call my imagination. And it just never stops surprising me. The bigger the vision, the bigger you summon the courage, the energy, the fire for that vision. So recently been revealed this new unfolding, this new opening for 2019. And what I've noticed, you guys, when I said yes to it, like, yes, I choose to be an instrument for this vision. All the traces of procrastination, negative voices, all of that just falls away. You become even more efficient in your work. So energize your vision. Sit with it. You know, dream up the next year of your life. What would it look like if you really choose to make it your most powerful, most sovereign, and a most fulfilling year for you? Because you have that power. So this is what wanted to come through, you guys, today. Sovereignty through service is the most enriching experience, because your expansion inspires expansion of others. Your expansions becomes a blueprint of what is possible. I hope you took away at least few inspiring thoughts and ideas. And I hope you really take it to heart and create a ritual of surrendering of your personal will into the will of the divine, which I covered in the beginning of this video. It's the most active mystical experience. It's like you're walking through a different portal. You know, there was this life before that experience, and there is this life after. And I can testify that what God has in mind for you, what your higher self has in mind for you, is much grander than what your beautiful mind and your very helpful ego, because ego is very helpful, you guys. We gotta have ego. We just gotta discipline it and not allow it to run the show. But whatever your very helpful ego could ever imagine will be possible for you when you take a step towards the portal of surrender. The most grandest vision will unfold for you, one step at a time, because you are truly a God in human form, remembering yourself through surrender and through developing your mastery. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. And if you find value in this video, please feel free to share it with your communities. And truly a gift and an honor to walk this path, to share these insights. And I wish you the most incredible holiday season. You choose to be with the people that really see you. And if you are with the people who still have a really difficult time to see themselves, and that's why they have a difficult time to see you, may your heart be filled with grace, to have compassion, and to have tenderness in that process. So much love, and I will see you soon.